Just heading up to some hunting grounds, and just paused for a second, like half a second, looked to my right. There was a stag standing through there, so didn't have time to push record on the rifle cam, because obviously when they're staring at you, you perhaps got a second or 3 seconds. You don't piss around pushing record on a camera, so let's put the rifle there, get that out of the way. Sort of what I'd call a small body, around the 45 kilo, headed and gutted. So, you know, we've all done this before. You shoot a deer and you go, right, well, do I head back to camp, have a good day, but you carry on hunting, you have a shitter of a day, thick scrub, it's wet as buggery, and you arrive at camp some 8 hours later saying, I should have just walked out. But anyway, right, well, that is all tidied up, so probably the messiest job I've made, gutting a deer. Got it all up and down my bloody leg. Dumped a big clot of blood, gut blood, right on my foot. So I'm going to have to carry that around with me for the rest of the day. Stag hanging up, so bloody awesome. It's only about, I don't know, 8:39. Anyway, I'll pack my gear away and head off for a bit of a tiki tour afternoon. Been on a roaring stag, only gave me 2 answers, but so it was all getting a bit hard to find him. But while I snuck in here, I just heard him sneak off in there, so they were all here, and that is done and dusted. So, new grounds. Oh my god. Just as I spoke then, I doubt you heard that. Single call. So this one was single calling. Very spiffy spatty. That actually sounded like him. This other one that he could have been a bystander, or anyway, that has got me quite intrigued. So I know this area a bit, so gonna go way up round, see what the hell's going on. Thought the hunt was over. Straight through there, about 200. Well, that stag has answered twice since I last spoke. Stood over here. We've closed the gap by about a quarter. 150 odd to go. I've cut a lot of footage out of this hunt, as it was quite lengthy, and also turned down the volume on my own roars, as they can get a bit irritating after a while listening to that. Even though the hunt was unsuccessful, it was still bloody good. Really nice to hear a big mature stag roaring, and yeah, can't ask for much more than that. Try and get him to come to us first. Seems like he's wound up a bit. I noticed movement straight away, and saw a stag basically running at me. I instantly noticed that it was hobbling. There was obviously something wrong with it, and that it was a smaller animal, like a 4-point or a 6 or something. I had already cocked the bolt as soon as I saw him, but I lifted the bolt when I realised he was a 9-shooter. You could argue that I probably should have put him out of his misery, but this kind of thing happens in the wild all the time. I have to wonder if it wasn't the big stag that did this to him, or whether he's just tripped over a root and got caught up and broke his own leg. Whatever the reason, I was kind of after the big fella up the hill from where he ran from, so at this point, pulling trigger on a stag that I didn't want or didn't need, it was just no point to it. I was hoping like hell he wouldn't squeal. A bit of time had gone past, about 10 minutes, and I thought the stag with the broken leg had gone, but nah.
Should have shot the bastard. Now he's squealing. Got that big one just up in there.
As you can see, the bush is quite open, so I had no choice. I just had to stay put. Here's me waving arms and pointing up where he is and that, but unbeknown to me, he had actually come right round way to the left. Over the next 20 minutes to half an hour, I gave him a few roars and quiet calls, and he did actually answer a couple with a couple of mew calls. He'd come way round the hill to the left, just in front of me, but never came out in the open. Then he headed away back to where he was, way back to the right. Got very skitterish, and yeah, he just shut up and moved on. That was his last roar, and he just kept going off to the right and over the next saddle and gone.
Well, walking away from that stag, so he gave a couple, 3 more moans actually. But he's just walking around, and big old cunning buggery. I can't imagine today's the day he's going to come into a roar, so gave it a good shot and he just won't, so I'm right back to where I hoped he'd come in, where I filmed that 4-pointer come in, so that was my best chance. When I saw that one coming through, I could see he was injured, or a little 4-pointer, whatever, so I decocked the rifle. But gotta wonder if the big stag didn't do that to him, because he came down right from where the big stag was. And then the big stag come over here, gave me a couple of little quiet bleats and some big single calls, but not keen to come in, so we shall move on. I've given a couple of calls over a bit of time, and I've got a stag just through there. He's busting up ferns and sticks and whatnot. He's thrashing stuff around, so I'll give him another call and see if I can't bring him in. There he goes again. He's about 100 to 150 away. Bloody dry as. I need a drink.
After sitting in one spot for almost an hour and a half and 3 or 4 roars, he eventually decides to come in and have a look. He's a bit hard to see in the camera footage here, but with the naked eye on the day, he was very visible coming through. He was a bit of a cunning old bugger. There was a bit of a wind drift heading straight down where my barrel's pointing now, and he came in down around that end, approximately 30 metres short of me. He's standing down there, but with the sunlight and everything, I just couldn't lock onto him. Eventually he sniffs me out and runs off back down the hill. About now I thought it was all over, but he pauses down in a small clear patch and gives me a clear 70 metre neck shot.
Bloody camera fell off my rifle after I shot. And I was sitting up in here, giving a few roars and started thrashing ferns around in there, and sounded like a big stag, and took a while, another couple of roars to get him to come through. And then he walked right up in here, right up beside where I was. But the wind got him, he run down here. Yeah, when I got a clear shot down in here, I placed one in the neck, but quite a good shot actually. It was about a 60, 70 metre shot. But yeah, he's probably best out of the gene pool anyway. Bloody unreal. He hasn't really got much of a neck on him or anything. He's a nice big animal. Getting old, I would say. Anyway, better gut him and hang him up.
A few days later I brought in another stag. I was a bit hesitant about taking him because I already had 2 stags on the deck, so I had plenty of meat. I had the bolt closed on him, but decided not to take him. The rest of our hunting party all had a deer or 2 down by now, but looking at his rack on his head, it was a lot better than the last one I shot, so you know, if you could swap them, that'd be great, but sometimes we don't get choice, and sometimes it's just good to let the odd one go.
All set up for the night, so, well, set up for 4 nights if the weather holds. So it's been bloody nice the last few days, but it rained about 3 days in a row. A few tinnies there. A beer later. Just going to have a brew and think about getting away. Think about it. I've actually done some Ks and Ks over the last few weeks, so I'm actually, to be truthful, I'm probably going to have a day off.
This next hunt starts quite abruptly. I'd been sitting on a hill. I got an answer from what I thought was a human. So I sat there for about 20 odd minutes calling to this thing and getting replies pretty much straight back. I thought it was a person with a red deer horn, but some of the replies were just too deep for a person to do. it finally got the better of me. I snuck in to about 200 yards, and when I got about that close, I realised that it was a deer. The calls were just too real and too deep in the throat to be a human. It was just behind that small ridge you can see, just on the other side of it, and I was trying to get him to come in, but no, he went all quiet on me. I did hear snapping sticks, and he just quietly moved away.
There's that bloody wind up now. That's what it was like before. It come up and started blowing as soon as I got close to that red cross. So anyway, seem to have chosen one of the worst places to go down. Oh no, this is opening up. Anyway, that was bloody interesting, chasing a red cross stag. He had the worst calls ever. I took quite a while to bloody convince myself that it was even a stag and not a human, but yeah, that previous footage, I'll cut it down, but got right down to almost seeing him. 40 metres, and wind went straight up my arse, and that was the end of it. Bloody unreal, just not working out. Wind's gone now. Anyway, haven't had a drink all day, so find some water, rest, a few tubes. Been on this stag for quite a few hours. He gave me the slip. He's gone right round, different place, different valley, sort of, so to speak. Lost him for a good hour, and he just managed to bloody roar him in. It's a Sika Red Cross, so it's got the most unreal bloody roars on him. And yeah, well, I can't believe I got it. There he was actually with another Sika, and it saw me, I think. This one was roaring, so I don't know if it was a hind or whatever, but it ran off, and yeah, but he gave him a wee roar, and he come down to have a look. I think it was only because he was with that other Sika that the other one was just sort of behind in there, thick as shit. That tree's come down November this year in the blow, so. And as I was just down in here watching, wasn't sure if it him that squealed and ran off or, but I could still smell stag when coming down. So man, I can still smell stag. See, it's about when I gave him a couple of little calls and he gave one back. And then he gave, after my second or third call, he gave his version of a single call. And come in for a look. Bloody awesome. It's a first for me. So, Sika Red, yeah. Notice he's got the Sika sort of tines on him. Definitely a red in the face though, but anyway, I'm going to go and get him. I'm going to drag him down over into here where my pack and that is, and swing him off that branch out there. So there's another, I don't know, a lot heavier than your average Sika deer anyway, so bust my ass and get him over there. There's absolutely nothing here to hang him on, so there's that thing, but I don't think that'll quite do. Anyway, the colour of that coat, isn't it amazing? I can't believe I got him. Yeah, as I said, was on him all morning, gave me the slip. Well, actually winded me, I think, and lost him for an hour, maybe hour and a half. Just sat down and waited, and yeah, then he started calling again. Nothing else has given calls or roars, just him. Got quite a few of them on camera, I think, so I'll put some of them roars on. Oh well, I'm going to hang them up now, so that will be quite an ordeal. That is a lot of meat, so come back in 3 or 4 days and, well, probably 5 or 6 days. Not a lot of photos or footage from the other guys, but here's what I got.
I caught it. Fuck the video. Alright, I got it.
So old short man, I just roared up a stag for me mate. Good blood trail there. What has he got? Here he is. Drag it out, mate. Oh, beauty. Face it to the camera. Lift it up and look up. Well done. Well done.
You're in control in there, West?
Just about to give up with it. So I don't reckon that's going to go.
Nah, but does that one go? I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah, what happened to social distancing? Hey Roy, you want to get in there too? What a wise man does before he goes hunting is bury your keys, and they'll be there when you get back. Saves losing them up the hill, but a not so wise man can't remember where he put the keys, so that's where one of these come into play. Borrowed this off a friend.